morning, everybody. It's Jean here with my friend Jen.
Hello.
And I'm at Jen's sewing room / kitchen / guest room / office.
Multi-purpose room.
But as you can see, we are with Jen's new sewing machine.
My fourth child.
So, yeah. So everybody's been anxious to know how Jen's getting on with her machine. So we want to know. First of all, what is it? What is it?
It is a Juki Quilt Virtuoso.
Virtuoso.
Pro QVP.
Okay.
Which you can only apparently get at a dealer. A DX2000QVP.
Right. So yeah, we got this as a floor model at the in our sewing gallery in Doylestown, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And apparently you can't get it online. So everybody's like, oh, what sewing machine did she get? Is it equivalent to the Juki TP something? We don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. I hadn't read about it until we went there. And I'd read about lots of Jukis.
Right, okay.
But I did not see this one online.
Okay.
So I didn't know anything about it.
So when we went to the store, if you remember from our last video, the actual sales girl had sort of steered us after we did some of the thing, and Jen got this machine. And we want to know, how do you like it?
Well, my love at first sight was still going strong.
Yeah, it's been wonderful.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
So what is about it that you love compared to your baby machine?
I'm sorry, Grandma's machine,
Aww.
but the table came with it.
Yes,
the extension table, which I can't believe I made quilts without an extension table. What a difference.
Isn't it?
And the whole shoulder down thing, it's much easier when you have a bigger workspace and you're not like over this.
The little
I'm working on this little tiny thing, trying not to fall off the edge.
Right.
Where here I feel like I'm not gonna fall off the edge.
Exactly, yeah.
And then this is so heavy, I don't even need a yoga mat under
It's
it.
awesome.
It does not move.
It doesn't move.
Like,
That's super.
I have to move it if I want to move it.
That's
like,
super.
it doesn't go
And your other little baby machine would like...
Oh, it would go right clear across the table. I was gonna pull it back, and I'd be like, pull it back. It was just like, it was so light. I mean, I think it weighs like 4 pounds or something.
Yes.
This is heavy.
Yeah.
It's
Which is awesome.
Even my kids, they like to use this table for stuff sometimes. I'm like, no, I gotta move that sewing machine.
It's like mine.
Another table.
I asked Maxwell to go put the Juki down.
Yeah, it's heavy.
The Jukis are... Jukis were industrial machines, and then they became home domesticated at one point.
It's funny, I was in Center City yesterday, and I was walking past like an old... I guess it was like a cleaners or something, but down in the basement, the windows go all the way down, and there was like a sewing shop.
Oh,
and I look in the window, and there's a rusty old Juki, but they were using it to sew. And I'm like, that thing looks like it should be retired, but it was still going strong.
Yeah.
I was like...
Well, Ian had gotten one, remember on the video?
Oh, yes.
Ian had gotten one. That's still on our porch, and we don't know, if it works or not.
Yeah.
But somebody said most probably it would work. I mean, it looks like pre-war. I mean, the whole thing is like rusted. But somebody said you could get that working.
Wow.
I mean, because it's like, and it's the same exact bobbin as ours. Like, it's amazing.
That's unbelievable.
So what other features do you like about this machine?
So this has 287 stitches. I'm like still learning them. It's amazing.
Are you going to do them?
I've been doing some of them. And you literally just type a number. Here's my code. I type the number in, and I have a stitch.
You read the manual?
I read the manual, and I'm not a manual reader, but after...
I thought you were a manual reader.
I'm not, actually. Okay. But when this was like my first big purchase that wasn't like a family purchase. Right. It was like my personal purchase. Right. So I'm like, I feel like I gotta take such good care of it. So I didn't want to do anything wrong. I didn't want to mess it up. I didn't want to. I even read like how to thread the needle, how to Like I read the whole thing.
Now, does it have an automatic needle threader?
It does.
Okay.
I will never thread a needle again.
My machines do, and I don't use them.
You don't use them?
No, I don't, and I don't use the cutter.
It does have a cutter. You don't. Do you have where you push the button and it cuts your threads?
Yeah.
I use that.
Yeah.
It wastes less thread on this one.
Mine come unthreaded. Everybody's like you. Why don't you use your automatic thread cutter? And
so I've heard they waste thread. That's what I've read online. That it's automatic. They have too long of a tail.
Well,
this is nothing.
Mine doesn't have enough. my Juki, which is the thread cutter's on my foot pedal, because this isn't like computerized like that. Mine's a manual, and you go back on your heel. I tried it, folks, and it was cutting it and then not leaving enough tail. So I put my scissors on, but you like that. I love it. Okay, she likes that feature. That's awesome.
And the feet, oh my word!
Look at that little.
It came with this. This was what on it before the extension table, and this had feet in it. Okay, like about 4 feet or whatever. Okay. But then I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Look at all these feet.
Oh, look at that.
Tons of feet. So this is my favorite, which is the free motion quilting foot. I can't believe I ever did it without that foot, because that's like gold.
Yeah, it is.
Then I did a little baby quilt because I was trying out my new machine, and I thought I'll do something small just to try to get used to everything. I found this foot when I was reading the manual, a stitch in the ditch foot. Okay. So this little metal part comes out above your foot, and all you do is line the metal part with your ditch.
With your seam.
And it makes the needle go in the ditch.
That seam.
Like, it's unbelievable. Wow. I was like, I can stitch in it, because I always thought I don't like stitching in the ditch because I couldn't get it perfect, and then I would see these little like annoying things.
Wow, you do have a lot of feet. Look at that.
Oh my word! There's even, I don't even know where it is in here. I think there's this whole I don't even never sort of put a button on anything in my life, but I might want to try. This whole thing is for putting a button.
And making buttonholers. Making buttonholes.
And I actually looked at reviews of this online, which had really good reviews, but people were like going nuts over this.
Okay, you haven't tried it yet.
I haven't tried it because most quilts don't have buttons.
But exactly.
I'm like, I don't know, I'm going to put a button on something.
Wow, look at all of these
buttons. I don't know, I'm doing
so you've used 2, 3, like 4 of the feet so far. And
it has a 1/4 inch seam foot.
A 1/4 inch foot. Okay.
And then I'm doing a 1/4 inch.
Okay.
And it moves my needle to the exact position.
Ah, yes.
So I just go by the foot, but I tell this to do the 1/4 inch. And I'm just sewing straight. It could be, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what it's doing the 1/4 inch. Right. So my 1/4 inch seams are like crispy now.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
So I love that.
And it's just you just push a button, little button, the foot drops, and you put it in your foot on.
Turn it on. It sings to me when you turn it on. Oh. Yeah, so this is my regular foot, and then it's sewing right now at whatever normal is, 5/8 I guess, or whatever. But then if I push 3, I've memorized which ones I use now. That's my 1/4 inch. It moved my needle over, and now I'm set for a 1/4 inch.
Set for 1/4 inch.
And it will keep that until I turn the machine off.
Right.
It won't go back at all unless I tell it to go back. The drop and bobbin.
Yeah, you like that.
I love it.
Yeah, because you can see. My Juki doesn't have that. Mine's underneath.
It's underneath.
It's it's to the side and underneath. So.
And you don't have to pull your threads up. I do when I'm free motion quilting.
Right, bringing it to the top anyway.
Right, but with this, even before on my old machine, I had to hold both tail threads. There is no bobbin tail thread. It's underneath somewhere.
Okay.
So when I only have this needle thread at the top, and it just, I don't have to do anything. It just starts sewing right away.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the free motion quilting, I bring the thing up, and then I switch it to free motion quilting.
And it's easy. It just drops it. It drops. Everything is just computerized.
Just computerized.
Touch
so simple.
Button.
Yeah.
And it free motion quilts like your other baby machine.
I love it.
And have you gotten your foot from your other foot?
I haven't.
You haven't gotten a foot.
They said 7 days. It's been like 15 days.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It has.
I bought a whole other sewing machine.
Because we couldn't find a foot. So you did this.
So I did this little baby quilt. So this
tulips
is Jenny Doan's pattern.
That's right, that we got from the book.
From Missouri Star Quilt.
And the fabric.
And the fabric was from Missouri Star Quilt.
Yes. Now, were they fat quarters?
This was a layer cake.
Okay, a layer cake.
And really, I only used maybe, I don't know, 6 of the pieces. I still have a lot of the layer cake left.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
I'll be doing something else with that.
So were the instructions from Jenny Doan's easy to follow?
I thought they were. Okay. Yeah.
You knew
I knew from Jean what it meant, what different things meant. So yeah, and I was surprised because I thought, oh, that looks hard. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Even when I got it home, I loved it in the store, and then when I was like, I don't know, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna read it.
Yes,
Because when I looked at her picture, I couldn't in my brain figure out how to get it that way. And then when I read the instructions, and then I also did watch the video just to make sure I was clear on all the instructions.
On
and
the
then
block
I was like,
she made.
Yes.
She made the block.
And then I was like, oh, I got this.
Yeah.
Then I knew.
Because it was like snowball unit.
It was snowball corners.
Snowballs.
I could not figure that out in my brain.
Yeah.
But this is just a
I'm
square
just looking at that.
with
Yeah.
a snowball, and then the snowball, and you just turn them the right way to make a tulip.
Yeah. And then
these were
like flying geese.
Yes, flying geese, and then we turned them.
Yes, yeah.
And then this was just a seam that we put in.
Yeah.
And then we sewed the blocks. So this was one block technically, and this was another block.
Yeah.
And then we sewed the blocks together.
Oh, I love it in the fabric.
So,
and you used your bee fabric on the back.
Yes, I had extra bee fabric.
And you don't have one tuck, and you stitched in the ditch.
I did. Yeah.
And it's like on this, and it's as straight as a die.
Straight.
Look at that.
And then I did, I tried different things on this because I was testing out my, you know me, I test on a quilt like a ding-dong, but I did like back and forth like this on every stem, and this white part I would just do like a scoop, a scoop, a scoop, a scoop.
Free motion quilting.
Yes, and then up here I just decided to do like some straight lines to accentuate the tulip look. And then here I found a new design I like where you go around like a swirl, but then you come back out of the swirl.
Right. Like a concentric swirl.
Yeah.
You're just going, that's awesome.
So, and I did finish my, which you'll see pictures of, but you won't see it in person, the sea turtle quilt.
That's
what started my swirls, because I was like, oh, I think this should have swirls on it. And then I was like, woo, woo. And so I gave that as a gift to my aunt, and she loved that.
Oh,
so,
that was lovely.
Yeah,
so we have pictures
divers.
of that. Yeah, we have
so.
pictures of that. So now you're doing the block party?
Oh yeah. I'm excited.
And you've done two
I've done two blocks.
You've done 2 blocks.
I can show you.
How are my instructions?
Oh, they were so easy.
Because we were saying, I'm doing the block party for beginners, but Jen is not a beginner anymore. So it only took you a few minutes, really.
So I was so quick. And I even said to her, I started watching the video, and as soon as she showed them, I was like, I know how to do that. And then I go, I just need the measurements. And then as soon as she said the measurements, I'm like, I got this.
She didn't have to watch all 40 minutes.
I did, but I didn't have to.
That's super. So. And you got that material at Missouri Star.
Yeah, these were fat quarters of baking things. So there's all little cakes, and this one has little donuts and croissants.
That's fantastic.
I have little macaroons on one, like they're really sweet.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, you love your machine.
I love it.
Now, what we're going to do real quick. Oh, I wanted to show you. I had been talking about when we were doing free motion quilting, which I think a lot of beginners are like desperate to learn how to do. And as I always say, it's an experienced skill that every beginner should learn.
Yeah.
Really, you agree with that?
Agree.
Absolutely. It just opens up the world to you. So if you can master, even as a beginner, and it might be a good thing as a beginner to try to do this so you don't get bad habits down, before, if that makes any sense. I think so. Try to master free motion quilting. This is a woman, Angela Walters, who is on YouTube and has all sorts of channels and books and everything. She's a young woman, but I'm just going to lend Jen this book, this one in particular, because it's Choose and Use Quilting Designs for Modern Quilts, and it has the actual design of one, there's dozens in here, and then it gives you the diagram of how you actually start that swirl.
Awesome.
And how you stitch it out, and then where you go. So this book, I have quite a few different books on free motion quilting, but I'm going to like that one. Isn't that cool?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give this to Jen because I know that she'll look and again it's getting your brain with free motion quilting, trying to figure out where you're going.
Yes.
That's you're seeing that.
Yeah.
You have a design in mind, but all of a sudden you get boxed in,
right?
Or you get turned around, or So this book, this will probably help. And as she said, experiment, create, and succeed. Step-by-step instructions. So you can borrow that.
Thank you.
But I'm now gonna. I bought my little my quilt sandwiches.
All right,
not a proper quilt. And she's just going to show us. I'll put the camera down. She's just going to show us how you free motion quilt. So now what do you do?
I'm going to get my quilting foot.
Okay, and with this machine you just...
So we turn it off.
Okay.
Is the first step. And we, first we hit this little Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta raise the presser foot first. There we go. There we go. Now we drop it. There's just a little black thing you push, and the whole foot comes off.
That foot comes off.
So now normally if I was just going to do another foot, I would just put the foot underneath and drop the presser foot and it clicks right on. The only one that's different is the free motion.
Yeah, mine too. You have to unscrew the shaft.
Yeah, so they do tell you to turn it off because I guess if the needle came down, that would hurt pretty bad. Like I literally read every direction.
Okay, yeah, good.
There were all these ones about like, if this sign comes on, your machine is in a danger of catching on fire or causing personal injury or death. And I was like, what have I done? Death, my sewing machine. Death. So it was like on page 3. So I read that first and then I was like, oh my goodness, I am going to turn it off when it tells me to turn it off. I'm so terrified.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh my word.
She was a beautiful young woman. Killed by her Juki.
She's gonna be buried in her quilts.
It was hilarious.
Oh my word. Oh, this is like, wow.
They're big about unplugging it when you're not using it. And I said to my husband, I go, I don't know what the big deal is. And he said, remember, the one you got is like a computer.
Yes.
So there's no surge protector here. He said if an electric surge came through the house, he said it would ruin your sewing machine, just like it would with a computer. Yeah. So he said, I didn't have a surge protector right now. He's going to get me one.
He's going to get me one, yeah.
And I unplug it every single time I'm not using it.
Brilliant,
I'm terrified.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm like,
wow, look at this. So we're going to put this, we're going to change our feet and we're going to do it. Oh, it's on? Okay.
It's on.
It does this little thing. And
now
you set it to...
I put the foot up to make sure my needle's going to not be messed up. Oh, and then I set it to free motion quilting, which I press a 1, 2, 3 button, and then I go over to the symbol for free motion and hit OK.
Look at you!
And now it's set up to free motion.
So it'll drop the feed dogs when you start sewing.
I do have to drop the feed dogs.
Okay.
So for that, I pull the extension table out, and there's just a little switch here that I click over.
Yeah.
And now they're dropped.
That's it. Lovely table. Look at that.
So that is handy. I did forget that one time. I'm like, why isn't this working? I was like, oh,
the feed dogs. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to bring the camera down, and we're going to start doing something.
Oh, we still have your chalk lines on here.
Do we?
Yeah,
okay.
should we do that?
Super. Yeah, do that.
Oh, sorry.
Go on.
So this machine has the auto stitch tension, which I found has worked on all of my cottons. On the Batiks, I still had to adjust it. And it did say that in the book. If you're using a very, auto will work for most things, but with certain fabrics, you might have to adjust it down or up.
Oh, okay.
So it was really only the Batiks I found so far that I had to adjust it.
Okay, now I had made this little quilt sandwich, and I had put, from the last video, I had used a stencil, right?
So I'll pull my threads up.
So we've done the stencil. We've chalked out a stencil marking, and Jen's not seen this before. She's going to just try to, I've just brought it over from my house.
Oh, I just lost my bottom thread, sorry.
That's okay. So let me just come around here. Yeah, so here's a design, a chalked design on the gray, and Jen's using white fabric, and we're just experimenting
White thread.
With the white thread.
So now I just do like 3 stitches and then I cut my...
It'll cut your thread?
Yeah. I do cut this
light.
one. Lower presser foot.
It's a bright light, so it's not...
So I do cut this one.
Okay.
I like this one short.
Yes, yeah. That's what I do. Remember when I had started free motion?
When I'm done, I'll use my thread
cutter. Okay. So now we're doing the heart. You can't really see because of the bright light. We just, oh yeah, we can. One heart. Fantastic. You're moving your fabric quicker. Let's see. You see the.
Yes.
You see your.
And the extension table helps incredibly.
Oh,
with that.
Look at that! Fantastic. Yes. Okay, so just go back on the heart and then come back into like the feather design.
Okay. It's hard for me to see this thread, but. I've seen the chalk.
Yeah, the chalk lines have faded a little bit.
The difference.
Wow, look at that, Jen.
Free motion quilting.
Look, she is free motion quilt. And your stitches. Now, a lot of people have told me, tell Jen to wear gloves. Tell Jen to wear the machiniger gloves.
Yeah.
Or gardening gloves. I don't wear gloves. And a lot of people, if you look on a lot of YouTube channels, they say to wear the gloves or like the little nubs that you get at office supply places.
So is it supposed to help hold the fabric?
Yes, I guess so. It gives you a grip on your fabric to move.
Okay.
To move freely.
I would try anything. So,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
my hands get sweaty.
See, that's why I didn't like them. My hands got sweaty, and I found that I didn't like them. I didn't like them. But maybe I'll try to. What I'll do is I'll try to find them in my sewing room.
Yeah.
Like a needle and I know I do have them.
Yeah.
They're somewhere around because I bought them when I first started. Like, oh, okay, I need gloves.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, I didn't like them at all. But most people swear by them.
Okay.
And I believe Angela Waters does she? I think she uses gloves.
Okay.
So, but look at your lovely stitches. Like, look at that, Jen. Your stitch quality.
It does beautiful. It really does.
Look at that. Look at that. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
You did
And
it
back.
on
So
your
now
own?
watch this. Ready?
Okay.
It cut my thread.
I cut your thread.
And now look at the back. This is all that's left when you
look at that.
that you just have to
Yes.
trim.
Look at that. Oh my word. Look at that. Beautiful stitch quality. And your stitches you are the stitch regulator, of course.
I'm still getting that down.
Of course,
perfectly,
yeah.
but-
Well, oh my goodness, oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Now, do the design that you had done that you were comfortable
Oh,
with.
my new design.
Yes,
that I thought I invented.
She thought she
Little
invented
t-shirt
it.
is in a bar. I was like, look at this design I invented. She was like, that's actually a stitch.
Yeah, that's been around forever, Jen. Like, but I humored her.
She's like, but it is pretty.
It was very pretty.
I'm like, man, I always think I invent stuff. Oh wait. So this does happen sometimes.
Yeah. Like, oh my goodness. Look, isn't that funny? Let me see.
Everyone called Jean.
Everyone
She's a
calls
Jen.
Jeans. Look at that, my silly phone. A robocaller. Look at that. Look at that. Let me just show a robocaller. Look.
What does that mean?
I have no idea who that is. Darby, Connecticut. So there you go, folks. These people.
All right, should we show the needle threader? It's so cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right, so the thread comes down from here, and all I do is hook it in this little slot, and then I come around and cut the tail, and then there's a button on the side, and I push the button down, and my needle is
And then you look at that. Yeah.
I literally do not have to. I almost don't need glasses to sew again. 'cause
Wow.
that was.
Yeah.
I still should. Wear
My big brother had the automatic one.
it. So then I pull my bottom thread out.
And my Juki has even though it's a mechanical manual machine, my Juki has a automatic
They're
threader.
gonna yell at me because this is not safe. You're not supposed to stick your hand under the needle. But I'm trying to get the bottom thread up. There we go. Okay, so this is my new thing I like to do.
Okay, so this is Jen's made-up stitch.
This is I invented it. Alright, just do a couple. Just get these out of my way. Alright, here we go.
Yep, that's been done before.
Look at my ocean wave, baby.
Look, yeah. Now, did you do this on your sea turtle quilt? Ah, look at that.
So I started
That's
doing-
what it was. That's why
Yeah.
you wanted to do it.
I started doing lines across for the background of that quilt,
Right.
and I thought there were some bigger spaces, and I'm like, this needs ocean swirls.
Yes, and there you
And
go.
then that inspired me to learn how to figure out how to do this.
Now, can you change direction?
I can.
Yes, she can.
So,
Look
and
at
then
that, yes.
what I did on my tulip quilt is I did them smaller and real close together, and it
Okay.
gives you like a whole different pattern then.
Look at that. Look at you, Jen. Look at this girl go. Woo. Look at her go.
But I mean, look how much better my posture even is with the machine.
Absolutely. Look at
like,
that.
I'm barely touching this fabric. I'm just moving it. I'm not. The other one, I was literally wrestling with my fabric.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Like, this makes. I almost wondered if that helped me. Because
it was so difficult.
It was so difficult.
And this is so easy.
Then when I got this, I was like, oh my word, what a dream.
Obviously, look at that. Look how you're oh my word. Look at this, folks. This is a beginner free motion quilter. So you're moving, the machine is going, oops, there goes your feet. Yeah, the machine is going fairly quickly, but your hands also are moving the fabric. So your stitches are not getting bunched up. Right. That's the whole point. Excellent, Jen. That's what a lot of free motion quilters find, that their stitches get bunched up because you've not moved the fabric fast enough. So,
and I found you have to set your machine, well, this has the speed thing, and the pedal is the speed thing. But your hand, like, you start off with it much slower initially, and you're moving your hands at a certain speed, and then as you go faster, you got to pick up the pace with your hands. So you kind of have to start off slow and kind of work your way up. But I actually find it a little easier when the machine's going faster, because the sound of the machine faster makes me move my hands a little faster.
Okay.
Where sometimes when it's real slow, I'm not going fast enough because my brain is trying to match the sound of the machine, and that's not always right.
Right.
It doesn't always give you the best stitch.
Right.
So I kind of have to, I play music a lot, and then that kind of drowns out the sound
that
of the machine's making.
Stitch length is fairly perfect. Look at that.
And we pull it in the back.
Look at that. Look at that. Is it? Look at that.
Which is the front.
Yeah, I know.
Which is
I
the
know.
back.
That's the whole beauty of it.
I love this pattern though.
Wow.
I feel
It is. It's a filler that could adjust.
I might do that on my cake quilt.
I was gonna say it's the swirls.
I find the swirls relaxing.
Okay.
Like,
okay. But you didn't find my circles relaxing. Whatever.
Because I'm bad.
Go on. Try circles.
Okay, the viewer who wanted circles on the turtle quilt, I did 3 circles.
You did 3 little crappy circles. Sorry, I was sorry.
3 little tiny
little bubbles.
Circles.
Yeah, I saw that on the picture. I'm like, really? Seriously?
Because I was afraid to go over them again.
But if you do those, come on, cut me a break. If you do those, come on, do the circles.
Right, should I do pebbles or?
Well, yeah, do. I love my pebbles, and it's in it. Oh, hold on, it's in the book. Oh, this is the book, folks.
Look of it. Don't get
this
me
is
wrong,
the book.
people.
Oh, as you can see, folks, these are. Look at all of these different patterns that you can arcs and points. These are like feathers. Oh my word!
It'll also tell me like, put your presser foot down.
It talks to you.
Well, it says, I get a message on the little screen.
Oh my
Like
word.
I just tried to sew and it says, press your foot down.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh right, sorry, thank you, Juki.
Thank you. Thank you, our friend Juki.
It's like my new friend.
Oh, we don't have many friends.
Jean and my Juki. I like J's.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Okay, do circles.
You would think we're spokespeople for Juki, but we're actually not.
I know.
They don't even know who we
Juki
are.
and Fiskars, I just love. We should get paid.
No.
Flippin' act.
We should have just called them and be like, we
Seriously.
need a sewing machine.
I know, instead of like buying one. But we don't talk about that.
No. Like, we just want to sew. All right.
Okay, try Jen. Come on, we can do it.
Lower presser foot.
Lower presser foot.
All right, so I am going to go a little slower here. It might be easier now. Yeah, it is a little easier.
Seriously, I love my pebbles.
I love the way it looks.
But look at that!
It is easier.
Jen, it's super. And remember, you always just envision coins. So now you're doing like a nickel. And then you come over and you do a dime. We're in American currency, folks.
Yeah, sorry.
And then you do a quarter. And then you can do a $50. Ah, look at that, Jen.
Yeah, what I don't like is this, it comes back on itself a lot. Oh, it does when I do it.
Yeah. Well,
when
anyway.
you do it, it didn't do that, and I love the look of that.
Well.
But I have to get better at smaller designs.
Yeah. Okay, my battery's going to run out.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not to cut you off.
I'm done with you.
But yes, I'm done. We are done. This is awesome. Jen is incredible. She's clever. She loves. Oh, thank you. She loves her Juki, and yeah, this has been a good day. All right, folks. Thanks so much. See you. Bye.